This is 60 Minutes, your jungle experience.
Hello, my name is Emily Crimp. I have my master's from Harvard and my PhD from Princeton in the inner workings of children's minds. I have worked with a group of young men who, 8 years ago, got off an island that they were stranded on. They are all in different stages of their recovery, but I have hope that they will recover soon. First, we will start with Ralph. It still pains me to say his name. Ralph, the chief-elect of the island. This is Ralph, the elected chief of the island. Now, Ralph, how often do you think of the time that you spent on the island with the other young men?
Well, when I first arrived back in England, I used to think about it every day. But I realized that was bad coping. And now I tried not to think about it all the time. But I still frequently have dreams about Simon and Peggy. I miss them.
Have you had any real contact with any other boys who are on the island?
No, definitely not. Jack and Roger, if I saw them again, it would just be too hard. But I have seen Sam and Eric at one point. They're nice. They seem to be doing better than I am. I don't really get out that much anymore. I lead a life of solitary now.
I'm with Sam and Eric, the twins from the island. Sam and Eric, how have you been coping since you got off the island?
Well, the first year was
hard, but now we're fine.
we kind of just pushed the event out of our memory.
We're doing a lot better now.
Have you met with any of the other people from the island?
We saw Ralph last year,
He looks really messed up. I feel guilty about going over to Jack's side.
even though we meet with him once a month for lunch.
We heard Roger's in jail.
So, Roger, what did you think about what happened on the island?
I liked it. I'm gonna tell you why. Got to inflict injury on some people and got some joy out of it. I liked it.
So, how have you been coping since you left the island?
Well, been in this joint 2 years now. You know, and some people I've talked to, some people I've heard in my head have said I've gone crazy.
Have you had any contact with the boys from the island?
Saw Sam and Eric one day on the side of the road. They ran the other way. And I don't know. They might still be afraid of me, but I don't know. Saw Jack. Grabbed a bite to eat. Good guy. So yeah.
Many characters will share their point of view of what happened on the island, but from my understanding, this is what happened. The plan was to kill Ralph the following day. Sam and Eric alerted Ralph of their plans, so Ralph knew that he had to hide. But then Jack decided to burn the entire island so Ralph could hide nowhere. At this point, they were all hunting down Ralph, and Ralph ran onto the beach, where he came in contact with an officer. It was that officer that then rescued all the boys and took them off the island and back to Britain.
I'm the officer who first found the boys and rescued them from the island. When I arrived there, I was really surprised to see that they were actually at war. I was joking around with the first boy I found. I believe his name was Ralph. I thought they were just pretending, that's what little boys do. But to actually kill 2 people, that's horrible. English boys should be held up to better standards. I don't know why they would do something like that.
So Jack, from your point of view, what happened on the island?
Well, in the beginning, I would say I tried to work with Ralph and everyone else. He kept focusing on things like shelter and keeping us safe and dry, where I thought the real focus lay in hunting. We really needed food to keep us going, and plus, just killing things is awesome. I tried to rule everyone with dictatorship and power and oppression, because in order to keep everyone stable and happy and alive, you just need to keep them in control, and I figured, of course, I was the man to do that. It was only natural. Eventually, I tried to work with Ralph, but it just got too crazy, so when everyone else went after him, I didn't stop them. If someone has to die, It could be him. Why not? If he was not with me, he's against me.
So, how often do you think about what happened on the island?
I would say daily. Every day I just wake up and remember how good it felt to run out and just kill a small animal. I think of that when I go to business and just take out my competitors. Little animals, little humans, I'm still the victor coming out on top.
So, how are you doing now?
I'm doing very well. Time on the island is telling me that being the leader is successful, so I continue doing that, being in charge of my business. We're a very successful business. I mean, you have to be when you have a degree like mine from Harvard. They say there are other colleges in the world, but I only know one, Harvard. If you're not from there, you can just get out of my office.
So just to recap on my two most affected patients, Roger and Jack. So Roger, there's no hope. He completely lost touch with anything relating to normal living and being in society. So Jack, he really didn't get the right lesson from this whole island experience. He realized that he could be a ruthless leader and people would follow him. So he's taken that lesson from the island and brought it to the real world. And he has become very successful, and he is the CEO of a large company. But the way that he got to that position was not in good moral standards. He would scare people in order to, get up higher in his business.